Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Creative Beast Studios' Beasts of the Cenozoic 1/18 scale Mammuthus primigenius calf. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have, warning, no stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Collectible, adult collectible, ages 15 and up, Beast of the Cenozoic wildlife action figure. Creative Beast Studio, posable figure, a slit of a window right here on the top, and it folds around to the front, where you get a partial view of the figure, and I don't know if there's any accessories in there. I don't see any, so I'm not saying there aren't, I just don't see them. And then we've got some nice artwork of the little baby right there. Mammuthus primigenius calf, 1/18 scale wildlife action figure. And then on the bottom here are the credits, if you want to read those things. Talented guys there. Go to creative-beast.com for more products and info. Symbols I'm not going to learn except for that one. I know that one. Don't give it to babies. Copyright stuff, Creative Beast Studio. From the prehistoric to the fantastic. Do not force stiff joints. Apply low heat for full range movement. And there we have item number, barcode, made in China print. On this side, Mammuthus primigenius calf, 1/18 scale, and I'm sure I continue to butcher these names. Beasts of the Cenozoic, and then on this side, Beasts of the Cenozoic Mammuthus primigenius calf, 1/18 scale. And finally, around on the back, Mammuthus primigenius calf collectible card inside Beasts of the Cenozoic. And oh, nice product shot of the figure. And there's a lot of text right there about the mammoth. If you want to read all that, please pause right here and read away. And moving right along, if you want to pause it here and read the stats on the animal, I almost said dinosaur, not a dinosaur. So on the animal and the figure, pause it right here, and you can do that if you hadn't done it already. 1/18 scale wildlife action figure, and then there's the cross sale, the 1/18th mammoth, the 1/35th mammoth, the Andrew Schwartz, and the 1/12th scale Smilodon populator. Did I get, yeah. Creative Beast Studio, from the prehistoric to the fantastic. And there you have it, my friends. A look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessory. And first up, let's take a look at the collector card. And it does have very nice artwork on it, as Beast of the, or Creative Beast Studio does. They do very nice artwork. And it's a little baby cavorting around in the tall grass, probably right before a saber-toothed tiger jumps out and gets him. But anyway, so there's a practical shot of the figure in that same kind of grassy, tall, grassy danger zone. Beast of the Cenozoic, it says there, Mammuthus primigenius calf, woolly mammoth. And there are all kinds of information on the woolly mammoth. If you want to pause it here and read all that, you surely can. And then the art credits and creative-beast.com, and copyrighted. This is copyrighted stuff. So that does it for the card. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. And I have to say, you know, just picking it up and just generally looking at it, I can already tell that there's a lot of deco hits on here, or at least what seems to me like a lot of deco hits. And I can just see wash all over the place on this guy, which is fantastic. Then you've got the eyes, which let's see if we can spotlight those a little better. So there's that, and then the area right around the eye, and then again, like I said, there's looks like a black wash or a very, very dark brown wash in all of this brown. The sculpted detail is right where you'd expect it to be with this company. The little tusks here have a paint hit. There's a little bit of a fading band right in here as the fur changes color to this light color. And then there's even wash down here, wash on the bottom of the feet. Did they just dip these guys in wash? I don't know, but it looks very good. I really, really like it. So let's talk about his articulation a bit. So from this joint down, the nose is a bendy wire, and it has a little bit of flexibility to it. And then I don't know if this is a hinge and swivel or if it's a ball joint or half dumbbell, whatever you want to call it. So it does rotate 360 degrees. It goes up that high and it goes down that far. And I'm guessing it must be a ball joint or half dumbbell because it also has that. So now I mentioned the paint apps on the little tusks here. The mouth does open that far, and there's paint or deco hits in there as well. And it's not super glossy like some of the other stuff, but there's a little bit of shine to it, but that may be the plastic. I am not sure. But hinge jaw, really good. So there's a cut here at the neck, and the head goes up that high, which isn't a lot, and it goes down that far, which again isn't a lot. I would like more range there, and then left and right, it moves left and right, and it could use a little bit more range there as well. And then the head, that's not the head, so the head will twist a little bit as well, but not the full Exorcist. At the shoulder, 360 degrees of rotation there, and it's on a half ball joint or half dumbbell or ball joint, whichever you prefer. It does do 360 degrees of rotation. Single hinge and swivel here, 360 degrees of rotation there as well. And the hinge part of it goes back that far, and it goes forward that far. So that's really good. At the ankle, 360 degrees of rotation, and I want to say this is on a half dumbbell or ball joint, whichever you prefer to call it, because it moves forward, it moves back, and it moves side to side. That's the rocker part of it. And then the legs in the front will spread apart that far. And did I do the rest of the articulation on the trunk? I don't think I did. It'll go up that far, and it'll go down that far, and then left and right, and it swivels and all that good stuff. So there's this mid-torso cut, and it moves to the left and the right a little bit. It moves up and down a little bit. Does it shift in? Yeah, it shifts in at the top and at the bottom, and then that gives it a little bit more swing here. And then it does rotate a little bit. It would probably go all the way around, although I don't really recommend trying to do that. So at the rear legs, he'll give you that much of the splits. And it's on that same half dumbbell or ball joint, whatever you want to call it. And it will rotate 360 degrees, and it's got some pivot in there, and so does the front ones. And then single hinge and swivel at this first joint in the back leg. Swivels around 360 degrees. It will go forward that far, which is about straight, and then it bends back that far. So not bad, but I would like more. I always want more. So at the ankle, tilts up that far, tilts back that far. It has some rocker. I think this is on a ball joint, just like this front leg is. Ball joint, half dumbbell, whatever you want to call it. And then at the tail, it's just a ball that plugs in there. And it rotates 360 degrees for fly swatting action. And then it will raise up that far. And the plastic this is made out of is a bit flexible. That's what I wanted to say was flexible. Soft, flexible, whatever you want to call it. And that, my friends, is a look at the little baby woolly mammoth. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Creative Beast Studio Beast of the Cenozoic 1/18 scale Mammuthus primigenius calf with the Creative Beast Studio Beast of the Mesozoic 1/18 scale Diabloceratops nestlings, and the Creative Beast Studio Beast of the Cenozoic 1/35 scale Mammuthus primigenius. Here we have the Creative Beast Studio Beasts of the Cenozoic 1/18 scale Mammuthus primigenius calf with the Harbinger Studios Savage Crucible Creatures of the Crucible Komodo Dragon Blind Box Frost Vein Stalker, the Marvel Legends series Zabu Build-A-Figure Waves Zabu Build-A-Figure, and the Marvel Legends series Zabu Build-A-Figure Waves Kazar. For our last set of comparisons, here we have Creative Beast Studio Beasts of the Cenozoic 1/18 scale Mammuthus primigenius calf with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the Creative Beast Studio Beasts of the Cenozoic 1/18 scale Mammuthus primigenius calf, I have to say that everything about this figure is up to the standards that I expect from Creative Beast Studio. The level of deco, the level of sculpt, and the level of range of movement. Not necessarily articulation. Articulation is fine. The range of movement, I always want more range of movement, so there's going to be that. I do think the range of movement on some of it could be improved. But that's me saying that as a collector, not as a sculptor. So it could be that it's got the range that it can have. I don't know. Because again, I'm not a sculptor. I'm not a figure engineer or anything like that. But everything about this figure is up to the level of excellence that I expect from Creative Beast Studio, as opposed to the 1/35th scale adult mammoth. And I don't want to seem like I'm just downing on that, but I'm reviewing these figures at the same time. So you know, I'm looking at them at the same time. So I can see what this one has that the other one doesn't, and vice versa, I guess. But I found that figure a bit lacking in deco. The sculpt and everything was up to what I expect from Creative Beasts. It's just the deco wasn't there for me, or at least I wasn't noticing it. But in this one, I notice it. It's great, and I love it. And the only other thing I'm going to mention about this, it's not really a negative. It's just kind of an issue that I have, and everybody may not have that issue. But the bendy wire in the trunk, you know, anybody who watches my reviews and I come across anything with bendy wire, I'm gonna say, you know, I don't like bendy wire. I understand why they use it, because it does solve a lot of issues. But, you know, my experience from childhood, at least, I don't know, the materials they use now may be different, but my experience from childhood is that, you know, if you move that bendy wire too much, it will break. Over time, it will crack, even if you don't move it around. It's just, that's the nature of the material. And like I said, the materials that they use now may be different, and probably are different, but I don't know how much over time the sturdiness is there. You know what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that's just a thing on my part. Other people may have different views on it, and that's fine too. I don't have an issue with that. But this figure at this scale is the right scale. I think the 1/18 scale is the right scale for dinosaurs, because you get up into the 1/12 scale and you can't really do some of the bigger dinosaurs because it's cost prohibitive. It's going to be a price that people, for the most part, aren't going to be willing to pay for it. Again, depending on the dinosaur. Like if you do a 1/12 scale T-Rex, it's going to be massive, and the price on that, therefore, is going to be massive, and the amount of space that it takes up is going to be massive. So I do think that 1/18 scale is the right scale for dinosaurs and larger animals. Smaller animals like the beasts of the Cenozoic and the Cyberzoic, Smilodon populator, you can get away with that size stuff at 1/12 scale, simply because it is a smaller critter. But for me, I think 1/18 scale is the proper scale for dinosaur stuff. Not only is it more cost beneficial for the consumer, but it's space beneficial for the consumer, and it's also, at least in my opinion, it's easier to fudge in 1/18 scale size stuff into a 1/12 display than it is smaller stuff, smaller scale stuff. So that's my saying on it. Your mileage may vary, and that's fine. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.